Let's look after our self-esteem over Christmas. So my name's Tracy Montgomery. I talk about all things menopause, midlife and all that goes with it. Let's think about what happens over Christmas. We're running around. Time runs away with us. We think we're organised and then all of a sudden we're not organised because somebody said, let's do. And then you want to book into somewhere and you can't book into somewhere because it's already full, because some people managed to book in September and you thought, too far away yet. All of this sort of thing happens on the run up to Christmas anyway. Add into the mix those hormones. You know, the ones that have been supporting you since you were a teen, the ones that have been making you you. They're the ones that are now packing up their bags and doing one. And one of the side effects of those hormones leaving is on your self-esteem. So during perimenopause, on into menopause, our hormones play havoc with how we feel about ourselves and how we judge ourselves. And that can be then compounded by certain events that are going on, big events. So big events that you could normally cope with, like Christmas, like birthdays, like anniversaries, suddenly become overwhelming. Suddenly you feel like you can't cope with them. And it's normal, but when those hormones are piled on top, it can make things even worse. So let's acknowledge that those hormones can have an effect first. Part of dealing with your self-esteem during perimenopause on into menopause is realizing that those hormones supported you. Those hormones looked after you for a long time. And now we need to start thinking in a slightly different way, because those hormones that gave us our bravado, gave us our self-esteem as it was, aren't there anymore. So it's not that you're not going to have self-esteem. It's not that your self-esteem has gone. It's that your self-esteem and how you judge yourself is slightly different because your hormonal profile is changing. You know that. You can see the signs. So then you can do something about it. If you're running blind, so if you're looking at people around you and their Christmas is on par, they have everything sorted, their freezer's full, the decorations are up, the presents are all done, and you're not quite ready. Part of that is judgmental. That's you comparing yourself and your status to theirs. It doesn't mean to say that they haven't got other shit going on. The majority of us have. But it's how you feel about yourself. And you can allow it to spiral. And when we're going through this perimenopausal stage, when these hormones are all over the place, it can become overwhelming. So acknowledging that we know we are in this phase, acknowledging that we know that something is happening is our first step, because then we can start to do something about it. We can start to look at ourselves and we can say, that could be those hormones. You know, those women that have gone through the perimenopause stage that are rocking menopause and they give that wry laugh. I went through that. You will get there. Doesn't mean to say that they don't have wobbles still. We all have wobbles. But we need to acknowledge that those hormones are a major cause of how we feel. And that profile is changing now. So once we've acknowledged that and we know that our hormones are doing something, we can act on that. So we talked in a previous video about planning to make sure that you have your Christmas planned, and make sure within your Christmas schedule, you give yourself time for you. You need to make sure that you're getting sleep. You need to make sure you've got relaxed time. you need to make sure that you've got friend and support time. You don't have to do it on your own. So if you want more tips and support around menopause, midlife, and all the, come and join me. Come into my group, come into my team. I will put a link in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you and supporting you through your perimenopause on into menopause. Talk soon. Bye for now.